There's 6 iPhones currently available: the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, 10R, 11, 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max, which is a lot of choice. Which one is right for you? In this video, we're going to go through all the options in some detail and help you decide. Before we do that, however, I'm going to give you a little spoiler. We actually recommend the iPhone 11 for most people. It's got the latest processor, it's got a great camera, and it's got a really nice big screen, and it still costs quite a lot less than the Pro models. If you can't afford the 11, then we would say that the 10R is the second choice for most people. We'll start with the iPhone 8, which is the cheapest iPhone Apple currently sells, at £479 or $449. It is also the weakest iPhone Apple currently sells in almost every respect. It has just a single camera on the back, it has a very small screen, and it doesn't have a lot of the features that were added later on. But it is the smallest iPhone as well as the cheapest, and for that reason alone, a lot of people will like it since the iPhone SE was discontinued. We'll look next at the iPhone 8 Plus, which starts at £579 or $549. So it's $100 or £100 more than the iPhone 8. You get a bigger screen for your money. It's now 5.5 inches instead of 4.7 inches, although it's also a very bulky phone, one of the largest ones Apple sells, and you're not getting a huge screen for that. Like on the iPhone 8, you're using a 2-year-old processor, the A11, so it's not particularly future-proofed, and it will start to show its age and slow down over the next year or two. You do get a better camera as well. You get a dual lens camera on the rear, which means it can use portrait mode. But for our money, we think it's worth spending an extra £50 or $50 and upgrading to the iPhone XR, which we'll look at next. The iPhone XR is the last surviving member of the late 2018 batch of iPhones, and it got a price cut when the iPhone 11 series came out. It now starts at £629 or $599, and that is starting to look like a really good deal. You get a big 6.1-inch screen, quite a bit bigger than the iPhone 8 Plus's screen, but on a smaller overall device, so it's great for portability and screen size as a sort of combination. You do lose the home button though, so this is the first time we're going to not have a home button, and some people like having the home button. It uses Face ID facial recognition to unlock instead of Touch ID fingerprint recognition, as you had it on the 8 Plus. The camera on the rear is only a single lens, but it does have a portrait mode done with software instead of glassware. So the 8 Plus was the first one that got the portrait mode, and you still have it on the XR despite the single lens. The iPhone 11 next, which starts at £729 or $699, and we think that's a really good deal for what you get. This is the latest generation, so you get the A13 Bionic processor, which is brand new, very, very fast, and will continue to be very, very fast for many years to come. The differences between this and the XR, well, firstly, it gets twin lenses on the rear, so you can still do portrait mode, but the portrait mode will be slightly better because it's actually done with glassware. Apple has upgraded the physical design, so this is more waterproof than the iPhone 11 was, and it is also more resistant to physical damage. Apple says that the glass on the 11 and the 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max is the toughest on any smartphone out there. Battery life is a little bit better than on the iPhone XR as well, but the compromise on both of these phones as compared to the Pro models is that they have LCD screens, which we'll talk a bit more about in a minute when we look at the OLED screens of the Pro models. Now we're getting into the really serious models. This is the iPhone 11 Pro, which starts at £1,049 or $999. And what do you get for your money? Well, you get many of the same things as the iPhone 11. You get the improved glass that makes it very resistant to physical damage. You get very high water resistance. It's IP68, which is the highest rating that most commercial products get, but it's actually to 4 meters depth that it's resistant rather than just the 2 meters on the iPhone 11. And you get the A13 Bionic processor, which is very, very fast. You actually also now get triple lenses on the rear, which is maybe overkill for you. You get a wide angle lens, you get an ultra wide angle lens, and you get a telephoto. So that means that you get an optical zoom on this camera that you didn't get on the iPhone 11, which just has the wide and the ultra wide. Possibly the most important difference between this and the iPhone 11 and the XR is the OLED screen, which is very important. OLED is a different technology used for screens, and it gives you better colour reproduction, and it gives you much deeper and darker blacks. So when you're using particularly the new dark mode, you will see a far better reproduction on the screen with this than you would get on the iPhone 11. OLED screens are also better for power efficiency. So this translates into a better battery life. Apple estimates that this will last about 18 hours, which is about an hour more than the iPhone 11. Which brings us to the top of the range, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which starts at £1,149 or $1,099. It's mostly the same as the iPhone 11 Pro. You still get the same processor, the A13, which is very fast and very good. You get the triple lenses on the rear. You get the stronger glass design and the IP68 to 4 meters for water resistance. The two differences between this and the basic iPhone 11 Pro, if it can be called basic, you get a bigger screen. This is a 6.5-inch screen, which is the largest one that Apple makes at the moment. And you get a better battery life because the battery cell itself can be bigger inside a larger model. The estimated battery lives in terms of video playback are 20 hours for the Pro Max, and then 18, 17, 16, 14 and 13 hours respectively down the range. So there we have it. Which of those phones is right for you? As we said at the top of the video, the iPhone 11 is our recommendation for most people. It's a really good blend of brand new technology and moderate value. We're not under any illusions, however, that it's a cheap phone. And if you're on a bit of a budget, the option we would go with is the iPhone XR, which is as good in many ways as the iPhone 11. There's a few more compromises, however. If you're looking for a small phone, the iPhone 8 is probably the one to go for, but it's a bit of a shame that it is now getting quite old and it's behind in quite a lot of technological areas. We are sort of hoping that a new iPhone SE might come out for the people who want a small device. But with that advice, we hope you're able to make the right decision for you.